We all know that Supercell wants to make something big of the builder base. They want to make some changes so that players will play it more. They want to implement ideas so that we actually play it, possibly over the main village. Here are some ideas on what I think they need to do in order to make the builder base more powerful than the main village. Welcome back to the Clash Tips YouTube channel. The builder base has always been super exciting to me. It's always had that allure, but over time, a lot of players have just kind of grown indifferent to it. Darian, in one of his recent videos, actually mentioned that they're looking at overhauling the builder base, and that made me wonder what are some things that they could actually do to the builder base that would make us as players actually want to play it. Overall, the builder base is super cool. I mean, there are a lot of people who actually like playing the Night Village, who enjoy the challenge of attacking in a little bit different manner from that of the main village. There's not the pressure to 3-star like there is in Clan Wars, but it has to appeal to a larger player base, and these are some ideas that I think Supercell could implement in order to make the builder base more powerful than even the main village. The first thing that I think that they could introduce would be some really cool defenses. The builder base has always had some really creative defenses. For example, the lava launcher, the guard post, air bombs, things like that. But they have to be more interesting than defenses on the main village that merely shoot cannonballs and arrows. They need something that's super cool that's going to pull a new player base in. Some ideas that they think they could implement would be something like maybe a skelly factory that constantly summons skeletons, possibly an ice catapult that does minimal damage but slows down incoming troops. Maybe a witch tower that summons bats, and those bats are only targetable by air targeting troops. They could possibly have a floating air defense that is only targetable again by air targeting troops, but when it's destroyed, it crashes down to the ground and explodes, damaging all the ground troops that are below it. Whatever Supercell decides to do to the builder base, having new defenses is one requirement that they will have to do in order to create interest and to pull players over from the main village. The second idea that I had is there has to be more ways to influence the game after troops are released. Unfortunately, with the builder base, a lot of times attacks are done to where you just release your troops and you just watch them as they attack the base, and there's really no way to influence the match after that initial troop release. There, of course, is the battle machine ability, and that was a super cool idea on Supercell's part, but I find myself, whenever I'm doing builder base attacks, pretty much just pressing his ability and waiting for it to refill before pressing it again. There's really no strategy as far as using the battle machine ability goes, but there needs to be some way to influence the match after the initial troops are released. I know that possibly at the highest levels there is a lot more strategy than is involved at this lower trophy count level, but I find myself a lot of the time, and I hear players a lot of the time, complaining because pretty much it's just put your troops down in semi-strategic places and watch them attack. You could bring something like spells over from the main base, but in essence, that would make builder base just a copy of the main village, which is not necessarily something that Supercell wants to do, and it's also not necessarily something that we want to see as a player base. And since spells would be more of just a copy of the main village, I think a focus on troop abilities instead could be that difference between the builder base and the main base. Some ideas on troop abilities could be maybe a pause ability that holds troops back for a split second from a defense. You could possibly have a flare style ability where a troop refocuses your army within a certain influence radius of that troop towards a certain section of the base. You could have troop abilities that trigger when you press their image on the deployment bar, such as in barbarians who re-rage, or archers who go invisible again, or minions who don't shoot their power shots until you press their ability on that deployment bar. The main village has hero abilities, spells, multi-pronged attacks. Builder base needs something similar. Number 3, I think that the builder base needs to have builder base wars. You could do these wars in Clash Royale style, where maybe 5 or more clans match. They fight over a period of multiple days to a week. Their attack progress could be measured daily in the form of maybe a goblin that's progressing a little farther down a path or down a track, with the clan who gets to the ultimate treasure chest fastest who wins that bonus. Or having something that would be a little more esports style would be having 2v2, 5v5, or even 10v10 wars that maybe last an hour, your match versus the base in that war that's closest in defensive capability to your own, with the team that ends up with the most stars and destruction actually winning the war. Something like that to me would be super cool, and I think would really bring the player base in and would really start to get them involved. Number 4 on this list is I think you could have ladder prizes. So right now the ladder in the builder base is kind of ho-hum. Nobody really cares how many trophies you have. Of course there is a ladder, and of course you can climb that ladder, but I think if you could offer prizes on that ladder, that would give much more of incentive for players to actually climb that ladder. You could get a ladder trophy for each level that you reach. You could win gems or resources or builder base magic items that are won each season as you reach a different level on that trophy rung. Think gold pass style whenever you're thinking this ladder, where as you climb the ladder, you win the next item. And then as you get more trophies, you win the next item or you win gems. I think that something like this that's implemented on the builder base would make it much more exciting to do your attacks, because you could accomplish more as you climb the ladder. Number 5 on this list for me is a new Builder Hall level. For players who are OG, it has been 4 years since Builder Hall 9 was introduced, and introducing a new Builder Hall level is definitely needed for players who are fans of the builder base, and it would also create some incentive for players to check it out again, to see this new Builder Hall level, the cool new things that Supercell introduced, and overall I think would be a great thing for the builder base. Number 6 on this list, and this is a big one for me, but I think that the builder base should have a new hero. We have 4 heroes on the main base. We only have 1 hero on the builder base, and one of the coolest things about playing Clash of Clans is the ability to use your heroes strategically. As we discussed earlier, we do have the Battle Builder, and the Battle Builder is a super fun hero to use, but I think Supercell should use ideas that maybe can't be implemented in the main village. Maybe that's because of bloat, because having more than 4 heroes or using more than 4 heroes on the main village is going to cause it just to be too much for players. They can instead bring a new hero over to the builder base and create some excitement because of that. I do have a few ideas of heroes that could be implemented. First idea that I have is a flying hero, and my idea of a flying hero could be an angelic Tinkerbell that possibly slows down defenses with her ability, or maybe speeds up troops. You could switch on and off that ability so that she could either slow down defenses or speed up your own troops, and you could switch it just like you switch the Warden to either ground or air. The next idea that I have for a hero that I think would be good on the builder base would be a ground hero that shoots lightning chains or possibly even does splash damage. The Super Wizard seems to be liked by a lot of players. I know that I see a lot of players who are talking a lot about it, using it on the clan capital, so why not make a hero Super Wizard? The Wizard is one of the most liked characters within Clash of Clans, and making a hero version of the Wizard that's super, I think would be a super idea. My third idea for a hero would be a ghost hero or something similar that can momentarily appear and can distract defenses when you press his ability. Maybe you can place him anywhere on the map, and maybe he won't even last that long. Maybe his ability only lasts for a few seconds, but just enough to distract. I want you to think maybe you have a big cluster of troops that are going in on the multi-mortar, and that multi-mortar will destroy all of those troops for whatever reason. And so you strategically place that ghost or that hero in a specific spot on the base, you press his ability, and for a moment, that multi-mortar, instead of shooting at your troops, will actually shoot at the ghost or that hero, whatever it may be. Think a super cool way of using a hero ability. The last idea that I had for a hero that would be great on the builder base would be an air Valkyrie. The Valkyrie has been a troop that's been there since the beginning of Clash of Clans, but unfortunately it's a troop that is not used by the player base that much. Why not have a hero Valkyrie that rides a griffin, and as it comes up on the base, the special ability that Valkyrie has is whenever you press it, the griffin dives towards the base, the Valkyrie jumps off the back of the griffin, does a few twirls, does some splash damage, and then hops back up on the griffin in order to do some air damage. Something like that might be a little difficult to implement coding-wise, but I think would be very, very cool to watch and would definitely be a hero that a lot of players would come over to the builder base to play. Number 7, my idea for the builder base would be a puzzle game mode, which allows research weapons that change from week to week or even month to month. So think Clash of Clans themed puzzles similar to like main village challenges that can be solved each week or even each month that allow you to unlock defensive alternatives. Sure, you could look up to the answer to those puzzles, but I think that players would enjoy the challenge and it would give them something to look forward to each and every week. Doesn't have to be something super complicated, just something to make the builder base a little more interesting. Number 8, I think that they should change up the star system on the builder base. Right now, it's based upon the same system that's on the main village, where you get 1 star for 50%, you get 2 stars for getting the town hall, and you get 3 stars for actually completely destroying the entire village at 100%. Why not change that system up to a 5-star system? Maybe award 1 star for the town hall, award another star for 25% destruction, another star for 50% destruction, 75%, and then of course the 5th star for that 100% destruction. To me, that would make it a lot more strategic because maybe it's more worth going after a certain percentage point than it is the town hall. The only negative to that is I know that Supercell has always placed a lot of value on the town hall, and this would make it so that the town hall was actually worth less than it is on the main village, but I think it's a change that players would welcome overall. Number 9 is something that has actually frustrated me while doing my attacks, and that's the fact that I cannot see how my opponent is doing live while they're doing their attacks. I would love the ability to see how my opponent is doing live, how many stars they have gotten, whether or not they have ended their attack, whether or not they have essentially retreated, so that way I can decide, you know what, they've only gotten 2 stars, or maybe they've retreated. I'm going to go ahead and end my attack now. I've already won. There's no reason to waste the time to continue this attack. Boom Beach actually has a similar system in their warships game mode, and that actually would make attacking much less frustrating and much more intriguing as well, because it makes it more interesting, it makes it more fun, it makes it see how you're doing compared to your opponent right in that moment. Lastly, number 10, I would love for a way to snazify your builder base ship on the main village side. Allow players to show other players how much you've accomplished on the builder base side. Maybe for somebody who doesn't care about the builder base at all and doesn't even want to play it, maybe they have a leaky rowboat. Maybe players who have accomplished a ton of tasks have this huge ship with a pirate flag that's super cool. Another idea that kind of follows the same vein is maybe you could have builder base ship skins so that you can show your love for the builder base as an alternate way to play Clash. It's something that you love, it's something that you want to be involved in, and you can show that with a really cool skin on the ship that's on your main village. Hopefully these ideas are intriguing. I would love to hear your ideas in the comments below. Please let me know what thoughts you have, whether or not my thoughts are bad ideas or maybe there's something that I just was not thinking of. So if you love this video or even not, let me know in the comments below. I would love to get back with you. If you like this video, please give it a hearty thumbs up. If you like this video and you'd love to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. Doing this helps out the channel and allows more players to see these ideas so that we can get more feedback. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next video.